Okay, welcome back everyone to Gravity Well Theatre Presents Impossible Landscapes, episode 2. Which I can now tell you that this first chapter is called The Night Floors, which you have stumbled into from your last adventures. So to give a bit of a recap, it is August 10th, 1995, height of summer in New York City. The three of you have been briefed in on Delta Green Operation Alice, where you've been sent to investigate the disappearance of an artist who went missing about 2 months ago, a young woman by the name of Abigail Wright. And you went to her residence in a building called the McAllister Building in Kips Bay in Manhattan. And in her apartment, you found that she'd set up a crazy shrine with like a million things stuck to the wall from all sorts of time periods and eras and places in the world. You found a printout of a telephone book from Spain, and all sorts of other madness. You investigated that for a while, found that there was a microphone cable leading out of her apartment into the next door apartment. Tracing that, you bust down the door of this young man called Thomas Manuel. Interrogated him for a while. He didn't seem very cooperative at all, and didn't seem to know much either, despite the fact that this recording equipment was going into this cable was going into some recording equipment that he seemed like completely unaware of. You also found some strange things hidden in his apartment, which he also claimed like ignorance of. After not really getting very far with him for a while, you were about to sort of confiscate his stuff and leave the building. As it was getting dark, he suddenly said that he didn't know what the fuss was about, and that Abigail wasn't missing; that she was still living in the building up on the sixth floor with the encyclopedia salesman, which you found baffling because the building only has 3 floors. But then, when you instructed him to take you up to the sixth floor, you found that there is there are hidden extra floors to the building that he says only appear at night. He went through a strange smoking room in kind of like 1940s style. Met a guy called Mark Rourke, who seemed quite standoffish with you after he seemed to recognize Agent Macintosh briefly, and then when she said that she'd never met him, he felt that someone was wearing her skin and stormed off. You tried to follow him, he disappeared. And then you started wandering through these strange hallways and corridors and stairways, all sort of very scattered pattern, like architecture that just doesn't make any sense, and found a variety of weird things going on in the night floors. That's the sort of high level recap of what you've got up to. And you found like 100 strange clues. So who would like to, if you each want to give me something you found interesting about last time that you might want to mention and refresh yourselves? Start with Unicorn. What stands out from last time that you remember?
Oh, let's see. I think the transcripts that we found that appeared to be written as a play, and the way I almost took it was that it was us, almost foresaw us entering the floor. But it could have also been some other agents it was talking about, and so that's something that my character is kind of trying to wrap his head around and understand how that is playing into it all.
Yeah, so the play, you found a copy of this play in Thomas Manuel's apartment, hidden in a flower pot that he claims to never seen before, and the play seems to describe a scene between Thomas Manuel and Mark Rourke, who you've met, and someone called Michelle and the dog, and it seems to talk about the arrival of federal agents into the building. You had the idea that this could well be a transcript written down from the microphone into Abigail Wright's apartment. Andy, what's something that you remember from last time?
The ticket.
Yeah, you found a airline ticket stuck to the wall of Abigail Wright's apartment, in amongst all the other crazy things. The ticket was from 2015 and was for someone called Michael Whitwer, flying from Las Vegas to Boston. So seemingly from the future. And so, is there something you remember from last time? Sticks out?
That little piece of paper I pulled off the window with the seal on it.
Yeah.
That came from the occult book.
It did. So that was this seal, the seal of a demon called Person, which you were familiar of being from a well-known occult book called the Ars Goetia, which is like a famous, like air quotes, real-world book that you can find in bookshops, which contains the seals of 72 demons. When you peeled the seal off the window in Abigail Wright's apartment, there was suddenly like a deafening sound of horns, and you all sort of felt a little bit sort of crazed in that moment because it was like such a loud sound. But then when you look through the window, it was just a taxi driver honking his horn at a homeless guy in military fatigues with a snake around his shoulders. Was like stumbling across the road, and then he sort of disappeared into a nearby building.
And that kind of matched the description of that demon of the trumpets and vipers or something like that.
So the demon's description showed that this person is before him there can be heard trumpets sounding, and also that he is depicted as a man with the face of a lion carrying a ferocious viper. So you thought the combination of the snake and the horn seemed too much to be a coincidence. So those three things were just a small amount of the insanity of like bits of like seemingly unconnected information that you found that you probably at this stage don't know too much what to do with. Latest thing to have happened, and where we left off last time, was you were in a corridor in the night floors. Further down the corridor, a doorway opened. Some arms reached out, holding a box, which they placed in the center of the corridor. Drew back. From that doorway, you heard the sound of like applause, of like it was like a theater or cinema or something where a crowd is applauding. And as soon as the door closed, sound stopped. The last thing that you did was investigate this box, which contained a very old tome written in Latin, which Agent Malachi was able to read as he's versed in Latin, and he worked out that this seems to be the original source book that was later sort of became the Ars Goetia, the famous occult tome. This seems to be the original version in Latin, containing the same 72 demon seals, as well as instructions on how to summon them. Along with this tome, you also found a dozen vials containing some quite large, strange, like copper bronze coloured seed pods, and a plastic silver cloak. So where we pick up now is you having just investigated this box.
I took the book.
You've taken the book. Thomas Manuel is still with you. He's sort of like your hostage at the moment, but you've uncuffed him, but he's been sort of following on. with you.
Say there's seed pods?
Yes,
I want to look at
there's
those.
12 glass vials.
12
Okay.
what, sorry?
Glass vials with seed pods in. I'll wipe those
Yeah, I want to
again.
have a look at those.
Yeah.
And let's see, do I have...
Okay, so they look like this. They're in very ornate vials with like gold embossed toppers. And they're each sort of sealed, and the seeds themselves quite large, like thumb-sized, I guess, and they're of like a copper golden color.
I'm looking at all the skills that I've gotten. There's nothing that really stands out as something that would allow me to analyze. The only thing I think of is survival, but I think different games use
No.
them for something else.
There's specifically botany is like a specialized skill that's possible to get.
All right, so
unless
there's
you've
more
got any-
skills possible than what's in my list. Like
Yeah.
proper Cthulhu does. Sorry, I'm not trying to
No, it's okay.
be negative about Delta Green, but I meant like original Cthulhu. All right then. How many are there?
12.
I'm gonna take them all.
Okay.
And fill my
I
coat
see you
pockets.
picking up these. I see you picking up all these bottles, and you just gonna shove them in your pocket, or you want to put them in my bag here?
Huh? What kind of bag do you have, sir?
I'd have like a backpack briefcase thing.
I hand him
I
to
don't
you.
know what
Go ahead.
I don't know what you guys are into, but maybe you want to take one. I know Roger likes the stuff. Says Thomas.
What do you mean take one? Like eat it?
Yeah,
Why?
gives you a high. It's
I
not my
would
thing,
give
but
her
I've
one.
seen Roger take them.
So I was handing them to Agent McIntosh, and I put 12 in her hand. And when she said that, I take 2 back and put it in my pocket, my upper left pocket inside my coat.
So I put the rest in a little zipper pocket of my my backpack.
Okay. Also, before we sort of continue on, since you've entered up through the smoking lounge into this impossible extra floor, well, extra series of floors, obviously everything that you've seen has been incredibly strange. You seem to have been taking everything like in your stride, somehow. But there is quite a strange sensation throughout the whole thing. You feel kind of your head is a bit fuzzy, or all of you do. Almost like you're sort of half awake, half asleep. It's a strange sensation like you're in a waking dream. And that has taken its toll on you a little bit. So each of you lose 1 willpower, which sort of represents fatigue, I guess. In addition,
That's WP, right?
yes, that's right.
Okay.
So far, Mustache and Malachi have been the ones sort of leading the group. Mustache, would you say you have been kind of trying? Have you been reflexively resisting the strangeness that you've seen in the night floors? Trying to be quite like logical and sort of batting against it, or would you say you've been more trying to go with the flow?
He's actually been trying to kind of lean into it a bit.
You're going with the flow, okay. And same question to Malachi.
A little bit of reservation. More of just like what the hell is going on, and sort of just not sure what I'm experiencing.
Okay. So we'll say, Malika, you lose 1 additional point of willpower. As I say, willpower is sort of representing fatigue in this case. Just to be aware mechanically, if you ever drop down to 2 willpower, you're so tired you suffer like a mental breakdown. If you ever drop to 0 willpower, you just have to fall asleep. You just fall unconscious.
All right.
So where are you guys gonna go? I don't know exactly where Abby's room is, but she's on up here in 6.
Well, do you know where
What
6
is
is
the
or not?
name of this?
Well, I thought this was 6, but I've not been here before.
Are the rooms labeled?
Not the ones on this floor, seemingly.
What was the name of this encyclopedia salesman she ran off with?
Oh, I don't know his name actually, but sharp dressed guy, wears a pinstripe suit. Weird, I don't remember his name.
I'm gonna open the door that the box came out of. I think we're just standing right there still, right?
Yeah, we haven't walked away.
Yeah, so you previously tried to open the one across and found that it was locked, but you haven't tried the box door, so you're welcome to try the handle. Can you roll a sanity check, please, Mustache?
Whoa.
Okay,
one.
interesting. Okay, you open the door, and it leads just into a broom closet. And given that you just heard the massive crowd cheer from beyond it, that's kind of impossible. So could all 3 of you roll sanity checks?
I clicked it. Oh, there it is.
Okay. Right. So you open the broom closet. It's basically, I guess you kind of expected something weird to happen when you open the door, so you're keeping it together. But Mustache, in this broom closet, you can see some cleaning supplies. There's a mop. Some various bottles of things. But also on the shelf immediately, in front of your eye line, you can see that there's some kind of leaflet.
Is it on the ground? I just pick it up.
Pick it up. Okay. So you see this leaflet. Sorry. There we go. Should now. It is a leaflet for the San Francisco landmark Lombard Street, the famous swirling, curvy street. there's a little handwritten note on it. It says, "Remember to send B." Now, Mustache, do you remember the significance of Lombard Street from the information that I sent you?
No, I'm just trying to look through everything here and
That's okay.
remember.
Lombard Street is the place your brother died.
Oh,
He was at the bottom of Lombard Street, like walking home, and he was hit by a car at the bottom of Lombard Street. And that's kind of how you got introduced to Delta Green, because his body basically disappeared. Security footage from a CCTV camera at the bottom of the hill filmed him getting hit by the car, him lying. There was like a hit and run. The car drove off. He was lying on the road for a couple of minutes, and then a young woman, approached him and tried CPR for a short time, and then like picked him up, sort of assisting him, like I guess what is it, like Weekend at Bernie style, sort of like he's drunk, but it's
Arm
kind
over
of
the shoulder.
yeah, over the shoulder, but like he's not, doesn't weigh as much as he should. And then she stumbled with the body further down the street, down like a side passage, and then the CCTV camera showed a door opening and taking the body in and closing the door. And then you were sort of on the FBI investigation, trying to find your brother. There was no door there, and also shortly after the start of the investigation, the footage was deleted, and that was when you were first contacted by Delta Green saying that they deleted the footage and they brought you in on the investigation, but you found quite little about it. But the thing that strikes you most now is that the woman in the photo that you're seeing on this leaflet was the woman that you saw in the CCTV footage. So can you roll an additional sanity check, please?
also, you'd probably see me slightly shaking.
Okay, so it's make a note of that.
Hey, room, can you change the master music volume down a little? Whenever it switches songs, it gets really loud and it blocks out what you're saying.
Oh, I must have done it just for how's that? Did that not change?
I already lowered it, so I'm not sure. Guess I can change my master music volume also. Okay, I'll let you know.
Yeah,
See
you
how
should
it
have
goes.
individual control as well. I've turned it down a bit. Okay. Like with everything that you've seen, I mean, this is your eyes sort of fixate on this, in every detail, and you immediately get the significance, and are baffled about why this is here, what this implies, and you do shake a bit, but you do keep it together as well.
Agent McIntosh, can you list your evidence box, please? And I don't think I would actually say anything about it to them. It's a little too personal.
So I take it from him, and I see it's kind of, he's shaking up. I'm like, everything okay? As I pull out the folder with the other stuff we've collected and stuff it in the folder.
It's fine. It's fine. Just this Lombard Street. Well, it relates to my first case with Delta Green. Somehow. I don't fully understand what's going on here.
Okay.
It was a bit of a personal case for me. I would probably kind of just keep moving down the hallway, like, I want to get away from this room. We should keep going. We need to find, it's like, the salesman's room.
Macintosh Malachi, you following him?
I am. I wonder, how much do I know about your background, Mustache? Because we already had a connection.
Probably
It's
a
unlikely that
very...
you would.
I was gonna say, I may have shared with you, I guess, no, because we knew each other before joining Delta Green. So
Yeah.
you probably know that I have a brother who died, but not anything about it otherwise.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. So you've got a shared set of experiences from the Vietnam War, which maybe we'll get into at some point. But yeah, I've sent you each documents with that. So are you all following Mustache?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not staying anywhere by myself. This place is weird.
So Thomas follows you as well. And you head down this long corridor. You've just come past like a crossroads intersection of this hotel corridor. Again, the sort of decor is like it's maybe sort of 1930s, 1940s. It seems to have changed a bit from each floor, but still, everything you've seen so far has been quite old-timey. And Mustache, can you roll a further sanity check?
Finally, failed one. Jeez.
Finally. Okay. So you head down to the end of the corridor, and you find that there is a door at the end with like a push bar, and it says stair access.
I'm holding my pistol in one hand, and I'll use my other hand to like kind of slowly open the door. Try to open it as much as I can to look in.
So you open the doorway. It's like a stairwell from like the side of a building. So it's quite a sort of quite a liminal space. It's not like the one that you had, the staircase you headed up with the portraits of the people with the bottles was quite grand and ornate with like a red carpet going up. This one is just like cement steps going both up and down, and there's a little sign on the side just as you enter that says 6, and then there's an up arrow next to the stairs. It says to 6, and then there's a down arrow going down, and it also says to 6.
I don't know what to make of this building. You know, the 3-story building, and we got extra floors, and now there's one to go to 6. Okay.
Can we quit this job?
A little late for that. I know how easily you can leave Delta Green. As well push on.
Yeah, we might as well. We've come this far.
Oh, are you going to push on up or push on down?
I say up.
Mustache, you going up?
Yes.
Yeah, might as well go up.
The stairs takes you up one more floor, and then it's as if you're on the top floor, and there's a door that's marked 6th floor.
I'm gonna bet it says the same thing if we went the other direction as well. But yeah. What do you see, Agent Mustache?
It's more of the same so far. What's the girl we're trying to find's name again? Where is that?
Abigail. Abigail Wright.
Abigail. I just want to
Apparently-
yell her name out, like, loudly.
Okay.
A couple times.
You do so.
Kind of wait in the silence afterwards, see if anything happens.
Why don't you just knock on her door?
Yeah, which door would that be, smart man?
10B, 6th floor. I told you so many times.
What? 10B? Yeah, but we don't even know if this is 6 because the directions told us 6 was in every fucking direction.
Don't they teach you feds to read? And he points to the sign that says 6.
Mr. Manuel, please let us handle this.
Right, okay.
So, what are we looking at again here?
Currently, you're at the top of a stairwell with a door marked 6th floor.
Yeah, we push through it.
Open the
I
door.
kind of, okay, yeah.
Leads into another corridor. Decor different again. This is all like light blue wallpaper with like flower patterns on it, and every so often there's a light covered in like a shell-shaped lampshade, I guess you'd say, but on the wall, glowing with a sort of faint blue light. And the doorways, the doors on this corridor are marked, and on the left-hand side it says 1A, 2A, 3A, and on the right-hand side 1B, 2B, 3B.
Abigail Wright, can you hear me? Moving down the hall, yelling her name out.
It's room
You move on
10B.
down the hallway.
These only go up to 3.
Wait, it keeps on going. But you walk down this corridor in the direction, well, in the only direction you can unless you backtrack. And shortly you see that there's something up on the right, on the wall. There's maybe a large painting, the frame of a large painting on the wall on the right, that you're beginning to approach, and then you realize that it's immediately between 9B and 11B.
Uh, 9, 11. And
As
I'm
you
gonna
reach
just
the ping-
and I'm turning around like looking for 10, like maybe it's behind me or something. Not knowing what to make of this.
You reach this large grand oil painting, which is between 9B and 11B, and it's kind of the size of a door, and the painting, which is very well, this is like clearly like the work of a master, depicts a lake, and in the reflection on the lake is a door marked 10B. It depicts a slight sort of pebbly beach leading up to the shore of the lake, and there are 2 sets of footprints within the little sort of sandy pebbles, and and just next to the side of the water, piled up are like neatly folded a stack of women's clothes, and on top of this pile of clothes seems to be like a parchment map. Finding it difficult to see exactly what the map depicts, but you can see like dotted lines and things and grid lines. And the footprints, there's a large set of footprints and a smaller set of footprints. The large ones lead up to this very edge of the lake, and the smaller ones, you can see the imprint of footsteps into the lake.
I go to the frame of this painting. I'll try to pull it up from the wall. Not take
Okay.
it off, just see if it's solid.
It seems like it's affixed to the wall, but if you give it a bit of pressure, it seems like there's a slight sort of ripping sound.
Well, Mr. Manuel, what do you make of this 10B?
Well, that's clearly one of Abby's. Yeah, Laura, rather. It says Laura. Mustache, do you want to try an art painting roll?
I also want to like put my hand on it and try to touch right where the door is, like reach to it.
Okay. So you reach out to touch the painting, and just at the edge of your hearing, you start hearing like the lapping of waves. Well, not waves, but like the lapping of water on a shore. Just very gentle. Maybe a slight breeze, and you find yourself sort of drawn in, like emotionally, to this painting as you look at it. With your knowledge of the arts, you can tell by the style that it's not of the same style as the paintings that you saw in the basement, which Thomas Manuel has admitted to having painted. This is much grander. Whoever painted this is clearly a masterful artist, and you get sort of the idea of the various aspects of the painting and that they might be what the artist might be trying to tell you. The fact that the clothes are left on the side, you would think represents her or the artist leaving behind their worldly possessions. The fact that it depicts a doorway as a reflection is like it's saying that it's a threshold, but it's maybe an impossible threshold, an unreachable threshold, or something spiritual. And the fact that there's a map left on the top of the pile of clothes indicate that there have been clues left behind in which to follow. Mustache, also roll a search check with a plus 20%. You also noticed it's barely perceptible in the painting, but there does seem to be the reflection of a physical object within the lake, underneath the sort of reflection of the door, and you sort of squint a bit to try and see it better, and it looks like it's a glass bottle that's embedded in the sand of the lake, underneath the water. But it's hard to make out because of the reflection of the door.
You getting anything from
It-
this?
There's this bottle here in the sand. Does this look like anything we've found so far? Or those glass tubes you had?
I pull it out of my pocket, shake it. I hold it up to the
Yeah, sort of.
painting.
Just rattles gently in the tube.
Can I roll a search? Or is that just for him to see that there was a bottle?
That was just to see that there's a bottle. Now that he's pointed it out, you can
of
see that
course.
clearly.
Okay.
May I? And I'll hold my hand out to you for it.
Sure. Here you go. You have one. We'll both get high later.
Well, I'm gonna take it right now in front of you. I just open it up and drain it.
So it's like a large seed. So do you want to like swallow it whole or like chew on it?
Yeah. No, I just like swallow it whole.
Oh, back to your
Okay.
university days then, eh, Mustache?
Try to say,
So you
not my
find
university.
as you put the seed pod into your mouth, it's got like the texture of like a dry leaf, and it's quite large. So you think it's going to be quite hard to swallow whole. You could like
Okay, so
force it
I'll
down
start chewing
or
it.
chew
No,
it.
I'll chew it. Yeah, chew it up.
Chew it. Okay. So you chew it, and it's got like a bit of a sort of minty kind of herbally kind of flavor,
It's minty
and
fresh.
yeah, it kind of chews down into like a fine powdery substance. And then once you've chewed it a couple of times, you're able to swallow it down. Can you make a sanity roll, please? Okay.
5 sanity rolls. I've passed all of them.
You are the pillar of stability.
Mhm.
Funny.
Okay. Yeah, so you swallow it down, and you just feel all tingly for a few moments, and then it's yeah, you get like a head rush, like you've stood up too fast, and you sort of sway a bit. It's a very quick hit, but
I try to catch him or steady him. What's it like?
Yeah.
You see
maybe I,
God.
actually reach my hand out and I lean against the photo to kind of steady myself, or the painting. See me
Okay.
kind of starting to stumble a bit.
you lean against the
Oh,
painting.
right.
Once again, you hear the sounds of the what seems to be the lake, sounds of the wind, ripples, and what's more, you sort of feel the breeze, and your fingertips kind of feel. It feels like you've just dipped your fingertips into water for a moment, and then you draw your hand back as Malachi steadies you. Now, you can either make a sanity check, or, well, actually no. Just double check. Yeah, just roll a sanity check.
Thank you, Agent Malachi. My
Rise
head
here,
is
man.
swimming. I don't know that I'd call it God, though. I don't know what's going on. It's just dizzy. I'm hearing the sound of moving water. It's as if I'm standing by this lake here in this painting.
Well, after the things we have seen since we have come into this building, I don't doubt what you're seeing, man.
You can choose, Mustache, whether or not you want to spend a point of willpower, which would represent, in this case, just everything feeling normal.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Hold on to my willpower.
I'll count it alongside the. Can I now get a sanity check from Malachi and Macintosh?
Okie dokie.
Sanity with Laura, I just start opening fire into the painting.
I failed.
The two of
Barely
you. Actually, only Malachi. You notice that as he draws his hand away as you steady him, where he touched the painting now depicts ripples in the water.
I think it's moving.
It's not moving. It takes you a moment to sort of realize that. It's still, but you could swear that those ripples weren't there a second ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, Laura has a real talent.
Where do you
Yeah.
think she is, Mr. Moon?
Go ahead.
What are you gonna say?
No, she's got a
She
real
made
talent
it.
that the painting changes as you look at it. That's some talent.
Yeah, I mean, Laura's special.
What do you mean, Agent Malachi? What changed? And I'll kind of get up next to you, looking at it closer.
There's little ripples in the water now. It was still water for me before.
And I'm trying to squeeze around them and see this. My little short self is trying to.
Yeah, you can see it as well. In your case, you didn't clock it, and you thought you sort of feel like those ripples might have always been there. But all
I
three of you
take
can
off
see
my-
the ripples.
I'm gonna take off my glasses and rub them, make sure it's not a smudge on my glasses, and put them back on.
I'm gonna take like a knuckle on my hand and reach up to the painting and knock on the door. Painting.
Okay. Now you knock on the painting, and it just sounds like you're knocking on a canvas. And nothing seems to happen.
I have a perturbed look on my face, kind of my head annoyed. I'll say out loud, I'm quickly running out of ideas here.
I
As
have
you say
no
that-
ideas whatsoever.
And as you're discussing this, further down the corridor, it seems like it reaches a T-junction. It goes left and right down the corridor. And suddenly all of you hear quite a loud kerfuffle of like there's something running. It's like duh. Maybe something on four legs, something quite large, running in your direction.
Something tangible that I can deal with.
I hear your shotgun cock.
Yeah.
I hear that noise, so I'm gonna push my coat away from my sidearm, and I'm gonna put my hand on it, ready to draw.
Okay. So you're ready to draw. Malachi's cocked the shotgun. Mustache, you taking any sort of reaction?
I think I would just take a step back, kind of behind Malachi, almost protectively of the painting, even.
You step back behind Malachi. Second or two later, the sound continues, and it grows louder and louder, and it kind of throws you off a bit, because you can't see anything there, but there's clearly something like getting closer and closer, and it should be within the corridor. Can I just ask Malachi and Macintosh, you got any immediate reactions to this? It seems like there's something unseen, like maybe like 20 foot away, and it should be within the corridor.
I'm just still staring down the hall, like waiting for something, but not believing that it should be there, but it's not. I'm just kind of like dumbfounded, I guess.
Okay. And Malachi?
Military training. I would. Just looking at my skill list here. I'm certain of the rough distance of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it sounded heavy.
Yeah.
And does it sound bipedal or quadrupedal in the footsteps?
Quadrupedal.
I shoot.
Okay. Roll firearms minus 20%.
Do I right click to do a negative or just left click? I can't remember now.
I think you right click and then there's a sub menu.
There
It's
is.
right click, and then it has a few preset options too.
Oh, and I see the preset at the bottom, but I already changed that thing. Okay. Damn it.
Okay.
You're gonna increase it though. Don't forget to check your box.
Yeah, any check you failed, check the box.
Okay.
First time in the session.
I
and
think
then-
I'm gonna react to him firing down the hall, and I'm gonna draw and do the same.
Shoot straight down the center!
Yeah, same deal. Macintosh firearms minus 20%.
It's 20. Okay.
Okay, and roll your damage.
Where's that one?
I think when they start firing, I almost panic a little, and I just will go try to open the door closest to us. I just go for the handle
Actually-
of the nearest door.
Cool. I will get to you in a moment, Mustache, because the situation might change in your case. Because actually, before I say, now all three of you roll sanity.
I made it.
Oh, I failed.
Critical failure
Thanks.
for Mustache.
Really, lose insanity from a critical failure.
No. But bear with me a moment.
Room is trying to keep me sane for as long as possible.
Oh,
It's-
wait
it's a
second.
it's a difficult job.
228.
Last game I failed most of my insanity checks. This game I've passed most of them.
I mean, it gets harder and harder.
No.
Okay, so to describe the situation now, so in this sort of second or two since whatever this thing is came around the corner, Mustache, you do see the thing. A very friendly-looking mastiff dog bounds the corner, like with its tongue out, like looking like it's seen its best friend. Dashes down the corridor towards you, and like specifically towards Thomas Manuel. And you sort of like stare dumbfounded as your two friends draw their guns, fire in the location that this dog's coming from. Malachi misses wildly, but Macintosh clips the dog in the hind leg, and it yelps. And all of you hear the dog. It makes this horrible pained. Stumbles. It like sprays blood from the back of its leg. Only Mustache, you can see it bleeding. No one else can see any visible effects of this dog. And then it immediately sort of like begins to spin on its haunches. And Thomas shouts, "What the hell are you doing, Abe?"
as you're firing, I yell, "Wait!" Too late. I'll rush to the thing, to the dog.
You're running towards the dog. Thomas is also running with you.
Do I see it at a point, or is it still not
No,
visible?
it's still not visible to you. You can hear it, but you can't see it. Same with Malachi. So you and Malachi, what are you doing?
I'm yelling at them. What the hell are you doing?
I don't see anything, but I'm hearing something giant running towards us, so I'm gonna shoot. What the hell's going on?
It's the dog. It's the dog from the transcript.
I don't see any
Dog?
dog.
There's no dog.
See me like kneeling down on the ground next to nothing.
Well,
Trying to-
it's still up. So after it's hit and you started running
Oh.
towards it, it's sort of like it's toppled to the ground a bit and then raised up immediately. Yelped in pain as it's been shot in the back leg, and it's now trying to sort of run back down the way it came down the corridor. So if you want to try and catch up with it, can you make a athletics roll? Opposed athletics roll.
Athletics. Oh, there it is. Not alphabetical. Manuel, what's its name? What's its name?
It's Abraham. Abe.
Abraham. And I'll kind of like stop, like try to get close to it. Obviously, well, absolute failure at 97. So if it's trying to run away, I stop, aggressively running towards it, and I try to call its name.
Okay. So for that, I'll say either persuade. Yeah, actually persuade makes more sense unless you've got anything specifically like animal related. But take a minus 20 penalty.
Ooh, 90. Wow, I'm rolling terrible.
Okay. The dog clearly isn't having any of it. It's just fleeing, having been shot. Thomas continues running, and they're heading towards the end of the corridor.
I race after him, trying to catch the dog.
And the other two?
I run
I'm
after.
still standing there in disbelief a bit, just like, what the hell's going on?
I'm running after my friend.
Okay.
And I cocked my shotgun on the way, just so it's ready. But I put the safety on.
Okay. Dog flees around the corner, turning left, followed by Thomas Manuel, then followed by Mustache, then followed by Malachi.
And once they disappear around the corner, I realize I'm all alone and like, oh, what the fuck? And I'm gonna go after them.
Absolutely. Okay, and then you run down the corridor.
Does this game keep track of bullets?
No. Or is it? I forgot.
Ooh, unlimited ammo. Woohoo!
There's
Oh, actually, I
nothing-
think it does.
ammo, a mountain type. Okay, you have to open it up each time.
I'm playing too much Alien. Yeah, keep an eye on your armor.
Each individual item has. I
Oh.
see. Okay, cool. That's good to know.
13 rounds. Okay.
But you have to open it each time. Oh well.
How many do you have with the shotgun?
5 total, but I
Oh,
didn't.
jeez.
Wait.
We didn't discuss this, but surely I brought spare shells.
I could see you wearing a bandolier.
Yeah, I'm happy for you to
Yeah.
have like another spare set. However much you think
If
would
it
be
holds
sensible.
5, I would think I'd carry 10 spares with me.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Two full reloads.
Yeah.
Probably got one reload of each of my pistols.
Yeah. I'll get to that in a moment.
I wouldn't carry a lot of ammo. Yeah.
So by the time you run around the corner, Mustache, you see Thomas Manuel has stopped. It's another corridor, just leading down towards another set of stairs. It seems like the top of a set of stairs, so they head down. But he's stopped halfway through the corridor, and he's looking around and goes, Abe! Damn it, he's disappeared! Then Malachi, you rush around, see the same, well, not the same thing, you don't see, well, the dog's no longer there for anyone, but you see Thomas Manuel shouting around. And then Macintosh, you reach the end of the corridor. You turn left. There's an empty corridor,
She doesn't see any of us?
and she doesn't see any of you, and you don't see
Oh
her.
my god.
Do I see Mustache?
You see Mustaches.
Well, I'll catch up to him.
Yeah.
Have you done... Where's this dog?
Where is man, there's like so many clues. Where is the transcript? The journal.
That's
Can't
in
find
the
it.
Thomas Manuel folder. Mark the play. I'll put it on screen.
I don't see that even.
In which case, maybe I've not given you permission for it. Oh, there we go. I've forgotten to. give
There
you
we
access to
go.
the
Okay,
folder.
no wonder I couldn't find it. Remember, I go to turn around and I'm speaking and I say, remember in the transcript we found that it talked about a dog was missing or something? And I go, Macintosh, where's Macintosh?
I'm just coming up the rear now. When
are-
y'all all
well,
turned the corner, that's when I started running after y'all as well.
I know she was behind me, but I don't know. Do we see
you
her?
can't see Macintosh. You do not.
I don't know what has happened to her.
How close are we to the corner? Is it possible just to look back around the corner where we just came from? You just look
Yeah.
around and see empty hallway, I assume.
Yeah, you go around the corner and see another empty hallway. It seems to be a different empty hallway, or slightly different, because the painting's no longer there. And instead there is a door marked 10. No, it's marked 9B2. So cutting to Macintosh, you can't see any of your friends. You turned around the corner, empty corridor. What are you doing?
I just start turning in a circle. Like I see an empty hall. I know they went this way, and I turn around to look because you said it was a T-junction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I look behind me the other way. Like, okay, I know they turned left, and I look down the right hall. Look back from where I came. So I'm standing in the junction, just still with my gun in my hand, turning in a circle. Like, where the hell did they go?
Everything is dead silent. Can I get a sanity check from you?
Okay.
Your FBI training has kicked in. Keeping you cool.
Okay, so I'm gonna continue down that left hall to see, is there more down this hall? Could they have turned off? How long was that hall? Could I see the end kind of thing? Can I see if there's any more turn-offs, doors, anything like that?
It leads to another T-junction. So you're not seeing the staircase that the others are seeing.
Okay. So I'm gonna go down to this T-junction and look both ways, see if I can see them, and
Okay. You look down left and right at that T-junction. Another set of hallways with doors on either side. Only thing of note is that there seems to be a very old-looking, or rather old-style-looking vacuum cleaner to your left, just like one door down, plugged into an outlet, with its wire just on the floor. It seems to have been unplugged, and plugged into the outlet next to it seems to be some strange-looking electronic device with a screen on it. Very thin.
okay. So I'm gonna go to that strange screen and take a look at it.
Okay. So it is displaying. This is displaying on screen, and this is the device that it is that you don't recognize.
When I look at it, YouTube.
So you work with
Just
computers all the time. It's clearly a computer device. It's very high resolution. The user interface isn't anything that you recognize. You can't see any keyboard or anything.
So I might just kind of touch the screen and see if anything
Touch the screen,
happens. Flip it
and
around.
it moves. The screen moves slightly, like it's interacting with your fingertip. It scrolls slightly, in that you can see that there seems to be comments underneath this error message, and there's a comment listed as 1 hour ago from a user called Welderin. It says, "I just wanted to see what you saw." And then there's a comment listed as 25 years from now from Captain Sunshine, which says, "There is no escape from the lethal chamber. There is just an exit, and you can use it only once. Only use it once."
So I'm just kind of staring dumbfounded at this. Me being intrigued with technology, I'm stuff this in my bag and
You pick it up, and one thing you notice before you put it in your bag is there is an icon of a battery, which is red, and there's like a 1% marker next to it. And you put 2 and 2 together, so I think it's about to run out of batteries.
and it was plugged in, or no, that was
plugged in.
vacuum.
Plugged in, but doesn't seem to be charging.
It's not charging. Okay. Well, I'm gonna grab its charger as well. I don't want to leave it here and it disappear, but I also don't want to stay here. It's clearly not charging, so leaving it's not gonna change it. So stuff it all in my bag.
You unplug it from the wall, and as you put it in your bag, it goes dark, and then you put it in your bag. Then back across to Mustache, Malachi, and Thomas Manuel.
Can I do a quick search on the ground for any dog's blood? I want to see if it left a trail.
To your eyes, yes.
Can I roll search to follow it, or is it easily followed?
Yeah, roll search.
Oh.
Okay. It's easily followed up until a short way down this corridor, and then suddenly there's no blood anymore. And you can't see where the dog could have gone at this point. There's no like doors open or anything.
My finger in the blood and go over to Malachi and show it to him, does he see the blood?
Nope.
Why you show me your finger?
You don't see it.
I see
There's
your
blood
finger.
on my finger, right?
There's no blood on your finger. Maybe that seed you ate, man, maybe you're really high.
Manuel saw it too, but he didn't eat the seed.
Manuel's a weird
Mr.
man.
Manuel. Our situation is
It says you.
disturbing. Mr. Manuel, why would the dog have just disappeared? The blood trail stops in the middle of the hallway.
Well, Abraham, he knows this place more than anyone.
Right. And where is Macintosh?
I come up and play fetch with him sometimes, but I guess he has the full run of the place.
Agent Malachi, I think that people who live in this building are on some other plane of existence, and by eating that nut, I have joined this plane, hopefully only temporarily. You should chew on that other one that you have.
Yeah, but if your key words there is hopefully temporarily. Maybe right
First time
now
I've
you
had
be
a
my,
fetch was drugs.
you be my eyes and ears for this other plane of existence while I keep a foothold in reality. Maybe we help each other out that way.
It's quite sensible. Take my word for it. There was a dog. Agent McIntosh's one of your weapons managed to hit it. So you might be able to physically interact with the things. You may just not be able to see them.
Would a roll of my occult give me any sort of knowledge of, like, have I heard of this sort of thing?
Potentially.
Roll.
Yeah, I'd give it a shot.
Yeah, really good idea.
I
Do
failed.
that too.
No, I mean you've heard of folklore tales about invisibility and things, but nothing that you can think that would apply would be helpful to you.
Yeah, can I roll a cult? So,
Go for it.
it's a 14.
Nope.
Perfect.
Actually, Malachi, you've got a natural, haven't you? So try a natural.
Oh,
Oh, you do? That's cool.
yeah. Not much. Oh no.
Yeah, nothing else occurs to you.
I can't tick a natural. Is it like,
Yeah, that's the only one you can't tick.
okay.
Oh, also doesn't apply to ritual.
Yeah, and visually you can't start with anyway.
Oh, I can see ritual.
I think we should try to find Agent Malachi before we go any further.
Yeah, I agree,
Well, I am-
because we're only just getting further and further into this madness, this mess of a situation. I swear we drew the short straw on this job.
Perhaps we need a guide, someone who lives here, and let's try these doors. Just start knocking on the door closest to us.
Or we could go back down the corridor where we come from and start knocking on those doors. Maybe she stepped into one of the rooms.
Possible.
But then again, that corridor didn't look the same when we looked back, did it?
I was just gonna say, but there was a new door there and no painting. It's as if the hallways are changing behind us. She was not fast enough to make it in this hall with us, maybe. We need to get back to the 10th floor. Hopefully she is still there.
10th floor? I thought we
Or
were on the
6th floor,
6th.
10B. I meant 10. 10,
Yeah, but we never even found room 10B. We found a painting.
9 and 10. The
Right.
numbering alone in this place is driving me a little off the wall.
As here, and I take the butt of my shotgun and pound against the nearest door. Hello, open
Okay.
up.
Roll a sanity check.
This is the police!
I look at mustache. Like, yeah. 25. I succeeded.
Okay. You knock the butt on of your shotgun. Actually, Mustache, you didn't need to do that one.
Oh,
You knock the butt of your shotgun against the door, and it seems like it was just on the latch. So the door swings open, and inside it opens out into a coffee shop. And actually, I will take that. Actually, I'll be kind and let both of you roll sanity checks.
Nope.
will fit. Oh no, I
Oh,
crit
nice.
Look
it
at
a
you,
one. This is
man.
my
Pillar of
second one with the
stability.
game. Did I do that on another sanity? Wow. Yeah, I did.
Don't worry, you'll have plenty of chances to lose sanity later. Both of you recognise this coffee shop. Agent Mustache, you take this better. It's you're taking everything in your stride. But what you
No,
see
dude.
before you is a coffee shop that both of you have been to in Saigon, in Vietnam. That you, in the first couple of days in arriving at Vietnam, on like the last bit of leave you had before going out into the jungle. This is a coffee shop that you went to, and it's completely empty. Apart from behind the counter is a marionette, a life-size marionette, positioned as if opening the cash register.
Hello? Just gonna say that into the room.
The room is completely silent.
If that puppet turned its head towards us, the door would be shut and we'd be running.
I don't. You see what I see.
I see a life-size puppet standing over there by the cash till.
Do you recognize this place?
Yes, I do. Saigon.
This doesn't make any sense. I also see the puppet, whatever that is. I shut the door. I slam it closed in front of us. And then I open it again. Is it the same place?
Still there, yeah.
Okay. I leave
The
it
only
open, but I
difference
take it.
from how you remember it is the shop windows, which seem to be on your right from when you enter, beyond what would be leading out into the street. Which, I mean, you've never. All your experiences in Saigon was the place being like really loud and bustling. It's really strange to see it completely empty, on top of the mounting strangeness. But beyond the windows, there's just like a concrete wall. And it seems like you're entering through what would be the bathroom door.
Somehow this building is catering to our minds. You saw the picture of yourself on the wall on the previous floor, did you not?
I don't remember. I'm sorry. As a player, I don't.
You did, yes. You saw a picture of yourself carrying a bottle, and underneath it had your real name. It just said B. Kane.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know if we're not having some sort of mutual dream, or hell, maybe you're just a figment of my imagination, and it's not really you. Hell of a dream.
You can't let this place turn us against each other. We're the only real things here. I kind of look at the other guy with us.
Hey, I'm totally real.
Ooh. Remains to be seen, Mr. Manuel. Where should we
What's
go
up
now?
with this cafe? It's weird.
Yeah, I'm not going back to Saigon, man. I'm gonna shut this door.
Okay. Yeah, you move to shut the door. Just before you shut it as well, you do notice that every table in the coffee shop has like a little place card on it with some Vietnamese written on it. Can you roll your Vietnamese language plus 20%? Both of you can do that as we. You both speak Vietnamese. No worries. Yeah, there's just because you've just glanced at it as you're shutting the door, but there seems to be the same thing written on each of these. There are 4 words, and
Oh,
one
I
of
rolled the
them.
wrong run. I had the same percentage
Oh, you
chance.
did.
It's alright, it would be the same
Oh,
chance though.
no worries. It's the same chance. Yeah. But yeah, you don't immediately know what it says, and you close the door.
Alright, let's just assume what's going on. All things are possible. Parallel worlds. Macintosh is in some sort of another parallel place. I feel like if we go in one of these rooms, we're going there. We're going to that place, if that's the case. And so I don't want to be. I don't want to confound things any worse than it is. We're here to find this Abigail, and that's it. We're not here to
Agreed.
figure out reality of this place. And so no distractions. Part of me wonders
Whilst
if
you-
trying to get into different rooms at all is going to benefit us whatsoever.
Whilst you consider what your next moves are, we'll hop back across to Macintosh. So you've packed away this computer device that you don't recognize, and yeah, you're still in another one of these corridors. Doors on each side of the corridor. Everything's very silent. What's your intention?
Hmm. I guess open some doors and see if the guy, the Malachi mustache, maybe went into one of those doors. So
Could you roll a sanity check, please? Okay. First door you open, frustratingly, opens up into another corridor that leads up to another T-junction. But you do hear the sound of footsteps off in the distance. Running footsteps coming from the right at the end of the T-junction.
so I'm gonna stay where I'm at and be ready to see what's coming around this corner.
So you wait at the doorway looking through down the corridor towards this other T-junction. You see 2 men in suits and like trilby hats run full pelt from right to left down the end of the corridor. Moments later, 3 more men run after them. They're all wearing really strange looking gas masks and carrying shotguns. And they're just like full on like combat marching after these two men. After they're out of sight, you hear the sound of shotgun blasts.
Nope. And I just pull the door closed. We're gonna go to the next one.
Open another door.
Yeah.
He goes to the next door along. Roll another sanity check.
Okay.
Also, as you're interacting with these doors and trying to explore, would you say? I mean, I suppose in that case you're quite resistant to what you found. So lose another point of willpower.
Okay. So I'm down 10. Okay.
Okay. You open this next door. As you sort of close the first one and you go, nope, you turn around, you go to the other side of the corridor, open another door, and you see another corridor leading to another T-junction, and then you hear the sound of running footsteps, and you blink as you watch the exact same scene play out.
And I'm just gonna shake my head, and this place gets weirder and weirder, and I'm gonna shut the door, and I'm gonna go down a little further.
Okay, lose one more willpower. Your intention to just open another door to sort of continue exploring in this area?
Yeah, I'm gonna just go down one door and
Okay.
try the next one.
Try one more time.
Okay. Sanity.
Okay. You open this door, and it leads out into a corridor identical to the one that you're in, but like horizontally ahead of you. So you can see another hotel door across the way from the door that you just opened. But also, peering your head in, you can see. For a second, you think they're two dead bodies, but then you realize that they're two marionettes, and they're laid out in the ground. And you can see splinters of wood on the ground near them, like holes in their backs, and they're dressed in the same fashion of the two men that you saw run from the three men in gas masks. Where the bullet holes are, there's like red tissue paper spilling out.
Okay, so I'll go get a better look at these little marionettes and just mumbling to myself, what the hell?
Okay.
And
You sort of turn them over. You can see that they've been damaged as if they've been shot at. You pat them over, and you find that they both have wallets, and you find two ID cards. The first one is for an Eric Carter. It's an Armed Forces ID card. Looks to be from the 1950s. In fact, it says it expires in 1956. So you reckon it's probably within, I don't know, 5 years of that, if that. Along with the ID card, there's like a bus pass and some other there's some dollars, and general sort of wallet stuff. Likewise, as you search the other body, you find another ID card. This one a Marine Corps ID card for a Ronald James Burback. This one also... No, it doesn't actually have the date it's on. But you do find some other documents within this guy's wallet, or this marionette's wallet, that indicate sort of 1950s kind of time.
mm-hmm. So as with everything else, I'm gonna collect those and toss them in the file with the rest of our evidence.
Absolutely.
Um,
So we will hop back across to Malachi and Mustache. So you've just closed the door on the Saigon Cafe.
All right, one more door. If it's anything from our past, I'm done with doors. Unless it says 10B on it. Yeah?
Okay. You open the door.
Mustache. Psh, 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 psh. You awake?
So I think I was like knocking on the door across from where. So that, I feel like that was all kind of happening. I was about to knock. We look in the Saigon room. I bang on the door across from it a few times, yelling, "Police, open up!"
Okay. So let's have a sanity check from Mustache then. Okay. So similar kind of question. At this stage, are you trying to go with the flow or are you resisting them?
Oh, Mustache is all in. He's high as a kite right now.
Okay. Right, make a note of that. And as you shout police open up, the door opens. A woman opens the door. I think I've got a picture for her. This woman in overalls, middle-aged lady, opens the door, and immediately you can hear quite a lot of noise coming from within. There's like a mechanical kind of whirring noise, some kind of machine, quite loud, and also further behind that you can hear the sound of speakers, and maybe it sounds a bit like a movie is playing quite loudly in the background. You can hear a little bit of that. Where are we? So you hear a voice say, it's coming from behind it, the sound of the movie. You after Thomas? Thomas doesn't live here no more. Why, he would have told us if he'd moved. Please, sir, we haven't seen our boy in months. Where is he? And then there's this like a record scratch, and then the movie seems to replay, and you're hearing the same lines. And Thomas behind you's like, "Mom, Dad," and he tries to start pushing behind you. The woman that's opened the door looks to you in sort of confusion, and then she holds up her hands to her ears like she can't quite hear you properly.
Yeah, and I'm just like holding out my badge. Ma'am, I'm Agent Mustache with the FBI. This is Agent Malachi.
Wow.
Ask you a few questions.
She once again sort of like gestures to her ears and gives you a bit of an apologetic look, and then like steps out at the door. Thomas Manuel pushes past her into the room, but she doesn't stop him.
Hello, ma'am. What is your name?
And she sort of shakes her head a bit, giving you quite like a polite smile, but then like taps her ears again.
I pull the door shut behind her.
Okay. You pull the door shut. You can still hear the muffled sounds of the movie playing from within.
Ma'am, can you hear me? What is your name?
She sort of smiles and nods a couple of times, a bit blankly.
I look at Malachi, just eyes wide.
I look right back at him. Could this get any weirder?
And then she points to the door that you've just closed, which you now see. Roll. Both of you roll a sanity check.
I've passed.
Both see that it says in stencil projection on it, which you're sure wasn't written there a second ago. But she sort of points to that door, and then looks to Mustache again, gives a bit of an apologetic look, and then taps on her wrist in the sort of like, I'm on the clock here, and then she begins to walk down the corridor. And you hear the sound of Thomas shouting from within the room, like, "Mom, Dad, I didn't move."
Open the door again.
the door again. And Malachi, what are you doing?
I'm just standing right behind him.
So the woman wanders up down the corridor, opens another door, walks in, closes it. Mustache opens the door that you just opened. You see what looks like a projection room. It's quite dark in there. You can see a camera, or projector rather, sat in the middle of the room, projecting through a small window into what must be maybe like a cinema area beyond. And Thomas is stood like on his tiptoes looking through the window into the cinema area. And you can hear the sounds of the movie playing beyond, and the same lines are being repeated. You after Thomas? Thomas doesn't live here anymore. What, he would have told us if he'd moved. Please, sir, we haven't seen our boy in months. Where is... And it begins to play again.
Right, I'm done with doors. I told you.
I move in.
Don't shoot. Oh, Jesus.
I move in and I turn off the projector.
Bear with me a moment.
Then I say, Mr. Manuel, come with us. We have to leave. I'm taking you back.
So as you head over to turn off the projector, you catch a couple of frames of the movie being played below. As it rewinds to the opening of the frame, you can see that on the screen, and you can see this cinema room beyond. So there's you're looking down over the chairs, and on the screen displays Philco Television Playhouse, which is this image here. You can see that there's one figure sat in the audience, and as you turn off the projector, the film stops playing, and I guess the reel spins for a couple more turns, and you see that very sort of old time, like would you say, like the distortion on the reels as it's not been changed, and it's as the light is still shining on the screen but nothing's playing, the figure in the audience stands up and turns towards you, and you can see that it's like a figure in like a dark cloak, a hooded cloak, wearing a entirely white mask, reaches up to its mask, begins to remove the mask. You hear Thomas gasp next to you, but then that's the moment where the projector light turns off.
I grab him by the arm and I start trying to pull him out of the room. Come with me, Mr. Manuel.
It all makes sense now. Okay. Yeah. I'm ready. I'm finally ready. And he comes with you.
Does Malachi hear that?
Yeah.
Ready for what?
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't understand.
You know what? I think I'm going to agree with you on
But
that.
I can show you. I can show you. Yeah. I'm ready for, I can complete my great work. I gotta go back down to my paintings.
Wait, you know the way out of here?
Yeah, of course.
How about you show us to 10B first?
No, that's, you're not gonna get to 10B.
What do you mean we're not going to get there?
You know, that's information we could have used before we come up here.
You're not gonna get to 10B. What can I say?
Why are we not
did you
going to get to
see?
10B?
You're not ready.
I look at Mustache.
You saw the painting. Laura, she left you a map. You know, not a literal map, but she left you a map. Just open your minds. Follow the map.
What map are you talking about?
The metaphorical map.
Which was where?
Metaphors aren't anywhere. They're everywhere.
Again, I look at Mustache. Does your inebriated mind make any sense of this?
What did you see behind the mask, Mr. Manuel? Who was
Oh,
it?
well, that's the thing. That's the thing. I don't know how I didn't realize it. He wears no mask. Wears no mask. And he's just got this stupid smile on his face.
Where is our colleague? Where is Agent McIntosh?
She's
You're-
probably around here. Do we want to go find her?
Yes, you're not going to your studio until we find her.
Okay. Let's go find her. And he wanders just to the next door across, opens the door, and Macintosh, in the corridor you're in, you're just searching these marionettes. A door opens, and you look in that direction kind of worriedly. I mean, thinking it might be these gas mask people with the shotguns. But no, you see Thomas Manuel, and behind him, Agent Mustache, Agent Malachi.
Oh, thank God. Where the hell did you guys go?
We were just here.
Well, I turned the corner and y'all weren't there. Y'all were gone.
Well, we were in Saigon for a bit.
And I just kind of blink and dumbfounded look on my face. In Saigon? What?
Thomas Manuel just shrugs. That's not my thing.
Agent Malachi, or Agent McIntosh, I'm glad you are safe.
Yeah, but we should keep our eyes open. I opened some doors looking for y'all, and I saw two guys that look like these marionettes here running down the hall, then chased by three guys in gas masks with shotguns, and then hear shots. I open another door, see the same thing, open a third door, and I find these marionettes that look like they've been shot up. And I found the wallets with these IDs, and I'm gonna pull out the IDs out of my bag and show to them. I'm like, these guys were military in the 50s.
These men with gas masks you saw, does it remind you of anything from your past? Is it something your mind may have personally conjured up?
Nothing comes to mind.
Hmm.
So
I think we
with
need
you-
to leave this place.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Well, I told you weren't ready. I'll take you down. I need to go back to my paintings anyway.
Yeah, I'm kind of for that.
Agreed. Let's get the hell out of this place.
So with that thought in mind, shall we do our mid-game break?
Sure.
Yeah, I
Present?
could use some tea or something.
Yeah, sounds good. Welcome back, everyone. Yeah, so you're still within creepy corridor in the night floors, discussing the possibility of maybe leaving.
We are leaving.
Oh, we're definitely leaving.
Yeah, I told you weren't ready. But yeah, if I need to get to my paintings, and I've got the mother of all inspirations. And Thomas Manuel begins walking down the corridor. By the way, something interesting that's in his description is he doesn't wear shoes in the building, so he's been walking around barefoot.
Hippie.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna follow behind him because clearly he knows where he's going, and I want out of here.
Okay. And same with Malachi and Mustache,
Mm-hmm.
all following together. Okay.
I want to follow him really closely. I'm like right next to him the whole time.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So you're sort of leading the group behind Thomas. He heads down the corridor. He seems to know exactly where he's going. He turns left at the junction. And then he turns left again. And then he turns left again. And then there's some stairs. And he begins walking down the stairs. And you walk down what seems like maybe like 6 flights of stairs. And then gets back out into a corridor. So we're back on 4th. That's the night manager's apartment, by the way. If you ever need to speak to him, we'll head back to the smoking lounge. And he goes past the door that he pointed towards and carries on heading down the corridor. And then he takes a right turn, walks down another corridor. On this floor, everything seems to be in a sort of crimson kind of tone. There's zigzag patterns all down the walls. And you walk down this long corridor and you come to a point where there's like a little alcove to your right, which seems to lead to 2 elevators. And they're very old looking elevators with the arrow above them in the that semicircle that shows what floor it's on. And there's one that seems to be at the top and one that seems to be at the bottom. But more immediately important is in front of these 2 elevators, strapped to a pretty solid looking metal gurney, is a middle-aged, maybe sort of prior to middle-aged, 30 something guy is strapped to this gurney. I think I've got a photo of him. There we are, that's the chap. He's looking a lot more panicked than this, as he seems to be in like a medical gown. He's strapped down to the gurney, both his wrists and his ankles. And as he hears footsteps, he just rocks his head back in your direction as you come around the corner. He goes, "Ah, are you here to help? Get me out! You gotta get me out!"
Out of where?
And Thomas is still walking past, not just ignoring this guy. Out of this restraints, out of this place. Are you guys with the program?
Don't know what that is. We're heading out of wherever out means, but we're being led out.
Then you gotta take me with you.
Follow along.
He is currently strapped tight to a gurney.
Why are you strapped to this gurney?
Moribus got me. You gotta get me out. I can't tell you much. Does the color green mean anything to you?
Grass and tree leaves.
Damn it! I
Grab
can't tell
Manuel
you
by
anything.
the
Get me
arm.
out.
What'd you say, Unicorn?
I grab Manuel by the arm. I want to stop him from moving on, Balloon Man.
Okay. You dash forward, grab Manuel by the arm, and he's like, "Oh, come on. I've got places to be."
I'm gonna push this guy on the gurney towards the direction we're going.
So you move to push it. You see that the gurney itself is actually embedded into the floor. I guess it's more like an operation table than a gurney, actually. So it's not on wheels.
Are we out of the weird area? Are we back into the physical realm?
You know that there shouldn't be a fourth floor. Apparently, you're on the fourth floor.
Okay, I'm gonna
Well,
let
if
him.
you
I'm gonna let
wanna-
him loose.
You can let him loose. I got some cuffs if you want to keep him restrained, but
Not
I don't
my-
know. This place is weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say if this guy's a problem to the weird people, I really don't care.
Yeah, right there with you, man.
You begin to work on his restraints. Seems to be quite a complicated buckle there. And as soon as you begin, you hear it, and this operation table begins to lower into the floor as the floor opens up underneath it. And like he's on like a platform, it begins lowering into the ground, and he immediately becomes even more panicked. And he's like, "No, no, you gotta get me out! You gotta get me out! I'm,
Uh.
I'm Vega. No, I'm not. Fuck that. My name is Michael Whitwer. I'm a DEA agent and DEA agent. I'm from Las Vegas. As he's shouting out, he's like fully lowered down into the ground. You like are unable to work out this buckle, and it moves out of your grasp, and he lowers down below the gap in the floor, and further lowers like it's seeming like a possible distance, and you're still watching him like shouting up on the ground.
I wave.
And then, as he seems to hit the bottom, there seems to be a figure down there, like again, sort of darkly clad, maybe in like a long robe or something. And he's so far down you can't really make out what or who it is. The figure looks up, and you see a pale face with empty eye sockets looking directly back up at you from like an impossible distance. And then it pushes what wasn't movable before out of your view, and he pushes this poor man on the operation table away. And can everyone roll sanity checks?
Okay.
Pest.
Deal.
Once he's disappeared out of sight, everything's silent, and whatever seemed to open up in the floor begins to close. And Thomas Manuel looks back to the rest of you, like, "Come on, do you want to get down or what?"
As much as I'd like to go help that guy, yeah, no, I'm all for let's get the hell out of here.
And he shrugs and then begins walking off again.
I don't let go of him. I want to hold his arm kind of pretty well clasped.
Keep his
so I-
arm clasped tight. And he walks to the end of this corridor, opens a door at the end, and you see what you saw as you first entered, which is the smoking room. Very cozy looking gentleman's lounge room with like a humidor in one corner and well-stocked liquor cabinet. There's rows upon rows of books on the far side of the wall. There's a fireplace to your left, comfortable looking armchairs. And to your right is what looks like the roof access door that you entered to get up here in the first place, which Thomas is walking towards.
I'm pick up my pace and head quickly towards that door.
Saul, your
Okay.
microphone is weird. It's almost metallic.
Let's see.
Oh, that's better.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I just readjusted it on my ear.
Oh.
Thomas Manuel opens the door, the roof access door with the push bar, and it's like you're as you all step through. It does indeed lead down to the roof staircase into the McAllister building. You step across the threshold. First thing that happens is all of your ears sort of pop. You get the weird sort of sensation of like you sort of blink like you've been asleep, and then a whole lot of emotional weight suddenly kicks into gear. Mustache. Well, we'll start with Macintosh. You lose 1 sanity somehow. Malachi, you lose 3 sanity, and Mustache, you'd be losing 10 sanity.
Ha ha ha.
Holy hell.
Oh my gosh, so it all catches up to us.
It all catches up. So before we deduct those, if anyone wants to, it's probably only worthwhile for Malachi and Mustache. Would anyone like to mitigate some of your sanity loss by projecting it onto your bonds?
No.
Okay, Mustache.
No, I'm gonna take the full hit.
Okay, take the full 10 points of sanity. Does anyone hit a breaking point?
I do.
How do you know if you hit a breaking point?
It should say on your sheet. Let me see.
Oh, I
where
see.
it's-
Yeah, no, I do not.
Okay, that's fine. So just Mustache. Okay. So 2 things happen mechanically to you, Mustache. Firstly, you suffer temporary insanity for incurring at least 5 points in one go. And basically, you can I forget what they call it, but you can choose either like fight, flight, or like freeze. It's to reflect how you're gonna react to this. But basically, however you want, but it's extreme and you're sort of out of control for a moment. And also, because you've hit your breaking point, when this clears up, it's going to develop into a disorder, which will replace one of your motivations.
I already had. I'm gonna do fight, and I was already holding on to Manuel, so I like see me kind of go into a rage almost, and I slam him up against the wall, and I just start yelling at him, like demanding to know what's going on and how long he's been here and why he's doing this to us and what was behind the mask. And I'm like, y'all have no idea about the masked figure, so that part doesn't make sense to you. But I'm probably kind of focusing like, tell me who the masked figure was. What was it that you saw?
So such is the extent of your sudden rage, and this basically feels like everything weird and upsetting that you saw within the night floors just suddenly hits you all at once, and it's just like you don't know what to deal with this. You're furious. So you're sort of mostly beyond the point of even interrogating him. So maybe that's your intention, but you're just shouting out like "Masked man!" You're not really forming full sentences. And can you roll an unarmed combat?
Missed it by 1. That's so terrible.
Okay. So you shove him up against the wall, and then he sort of he'll try and worm his way out of your grasp. Let's see how well he does with that. Which he does, yeah. So you shove him up against the wall. And say, what? I did what you asked, and then he's like, in your like blood rage, he's clearly very frightened of you in this moment. He slips down a couple of steps, like stumbles, nearly trips up, and then starts dashing down the stairs.
I run after him. As if I'd forgotten about everything else.
You sprint
I
down the
was gonna
stairs.
say, I was gonna try to insert myself between them two, but that's when they took off down the stairs. So I'm gonna chase after them, yelling at him, "Mustache, what the hell?"
Malachi?
I'm gonna follow after him.
Okay. Mustache, roll an athletics plus 20. Okay. So you're not really taking care of where you're like running down these stairs in any kind of safe way. So you're taking them like 4 at a time, but you still managed. You sort of rock a little bit as you reach the landing, and you catch up to Thomas Manuel as he's reached the next set of stairs down to the second floor. Still furious at him. So do you want to try and like tackle him or something? How do you think you would react?
I'm actually gonna try to cuff him, so I want to grab a hold of him and try to pin him while I get a cuff around his wrist.
Okay. Try another opposed unarmed. Versus his dodge, but it's
There we go.
You succeed. Okay. So you sort of tackle him down to the ground, like quite roughly, and you get out your cuffs. You lock him in the cuffs. And he is like pinned underneath you. And you're still like fully crazed.
Yeah, I flip him onto his stomach and I start like aggressively pulling his arms behind his back and cuffing him together. I stand him up and like shove him up against the wall, face into the wall.
No, what are you doing?
Are we caught up with him?
Beat me to it.
Yeah, you've now caught up with him.
Mustache, what the hell are you doing?
And I'm gonna grab Mustache's arm and try to pull him away and insert myself between the two of them.
A woman opens a door nearby to one of the apartments. Where is she? This woman opens the door, and she, looking quite angry herself as she's like swings the door open and goes, "What the hell is happening out here?"
I'm gonna turn and look back at him. FBI business, ma'am. Please go back in your room.
You monsters! Do you even have a warrant? Thomas, don't tell him anything.
I'm still wrestling with Mustache and trying to get between him and Thomas.
Okay. Mustache, what's your reaction to this intercession?
I guess I would be. We're taking him with us, Macintosh. We can't leave him here. He needs to be questioned.
Yes, I agree with that, but chill out, dude. You ain't gonna be so rough.
Don't tell me how to be.
What's he supposed to have done? He's an artist. You can't just come in here dragging people out of their homes.
I'm trying to push past. I'm ignoring her completely. I'm trying to push past Macintosh to just hold on to him. Try to. I don't know if I can do that. I would start going through his pockets and just do like a full cavity search of him. See if he's got anything on him.
Yeah, you get him against the wall. You full on like searching him. He has nothing in his pockets. He's wearing a paint-covered, like it's the shirt with like specks of paint over it, and like lazy kind of slacks. But he's not got anything in his pockets or anything, and he's not wearing any shoes.
Yeah, I'm ignoring her now, just trying to get Mustache to calm the hell down. But somehow he's managing to keep me away while searching Thomas.
Well, he's not shoving you or anything, I don't think. Or is he?
I was trying to
I'm-
insert myself between the two of them.
Yeah, Mustache, do you stop that from happening?
I would aggressively just push you out of my way if you're trying to like stop us. Or stop me. I
Okay.
mean.
So both of you roll unarmed combat.
Oh, where's that? Oh, there it is.
Critical failure.
Okay, you are actually. Unfortunately, this is fighting on top of a staircase is not a good time to get a critical failure, as Mustache shoves you back and you topple down the steps.
Oh, son of a bitch. Here's where that jujitsu training comes in good. Act like a
Take
rag doll.
3 hit points damage.
I am
So
going to
will
run
land
up.
like sharply against your shoulder.
I'm going to run up to him and try to stop him or calm him down. Mustache, this is not the way. Calm down.
We're taking him with us. We can't let him we can't let him finish his painting. Don't you see what's happening?
Not really, but still, this aggression is gonna get you sanctioned. If we take him with us, sure, but just calm down the violence, man.
I finish patting him down and then just like ripping his arm, hold him close to me, just possessively almost.
Can I try to persuade here?
In this point, I'll just roleplay it out. Mustache, you
Okay.
can sort of cool down if you feel like you want to at this point, but only to a point. You're still very traumatized.
You can see that I'm like just really tense and focused, and I'm just like holding on to him as if try and take him from me sort of attitude. And other than that, I'm just standing there with him. We need to get out of here. Okay, we need to go. We need to take him with us right now. Ma'am, shut your door or you're coming with us. Also, in cuffs.
She just glowers at you and then slams her door shut. And you hear a couple of like chains from the door, and then muffled through the door like, "I saw everything."
I started leaving. And now,
You start taking Thomas down the stairway. Macintosh, you're able to sort of get to your feet.
And I just look at Mustache like, what the fuck, dude?
he's coming with us, Macintosh. He's mine.
No argument there, but you didn't have to shove me down the stairs.
It almost looks like I don't even hear you. I'm just like marching him out of the building.
March him down the stairs. And he's sort of he is struggling in your grasp, but not to the point. He's not trying like kicking you or anything. He's just like trying to pull loose. What are you doing? I was helping you. I was gonna show you the secret. Show you the
But we're helping
truth.
you now.
You continue like taking him down through the building. Mustache and Malachi and Macintosh. Are you doing anything to prevent him from leaving the building, or are you just going along, or are you doing something else?
I'm not gonna prevent it. I'm like, let's go, but let's stop with the violence. I'll help you. I'll help you escort him out. Where is it? Did we ever come in the car? I can't remember now.
Yeah,
You
me
came
and Mustache
in
came
Mustache's
together.
Oh, that's right.
car, and you've got
And you
your
rode your
bike.
motorcycle.
I'm on my bike. Yeah.
Okay. As you get closer to the front door, Thomas Manuel, he freaks out a lot. It's like, you can't set me out there. No, I'm not going out there. And he's like struggling really fiercely as you go through the inner door into the mailbox area, and he's like freaking out as he sees the front door.
Malachi, help me keep him under control. He's gonna break free.
I do that. Do I
Okay.
use?
Yeah, with the assistance. I'm not going to make you roll.
Okay.
You can overpower him at this point because he's handcuffed and the two of you grabbing him. And you take him out in the front door of the building, and he's like shouting and screaming bloody murder. The first thing that you notice outside is it's only like slightly dark, and the streets is quite busy. There's like across the street. There's a woman pushing a pram, so it can't be probably not going to be that late. Although it feels like you've been in the night floors for like 4 or 5 hours. But yeah, you're seeing like New York in the sort of late evening, early nighttime. The other thing that happens, Mustache, is you immediately like stumble forward, let go of Thomas, and throw up all over the steps, and you suddenly feel like tremendously ill, like you've drank milk that's several months expired.
Ugh.
Recover from that. Kind of slowly pull a handkerchief out of my mouth, wipe corners of
There you go.
my lips, and must have been that seed that I ate. Spit out a little.
Yeah, about like
We need
that.
to get to a phone and call Agent Marcus.
Right. Let's do that then.
Yeah.
So apart from Mustache, who feels very ill, stepping outside of the building and taking that first breath of air, being outside the McAllister building, it feels like such a relief. It feels like tension was building and building and building, and just stepping outside the door really sort of helped your nerves.
Oh, that was. I'm glad to be out of
Mustache,
there.
Mustache, you've got a radio in your car, so you could. I guess you've got a car phone.
Yeah, but we don't have like I wouldn't think that would be like a safe channel. Be able to reach him through.
Possibly not.
Uh,
There's certainly plenty of payphones.
we put him in the back of my car, then lock the doors, lock him in there.
He shouts slightly about like, "Damn you, damn feds!" And there's a couple of people like walking past the street, like sort of side eye, but it's like New York, and you don't want to deal with that. And although you're not wearing your gear, it is pretty obvious that you're cops. And then as he gets in the back seat, he sort of quietens down and like glowers at you through the window.
walk up to you two. You still want to check out that alleyway that you saw the homeless veteran, the snake, go into? While we're here.
Well, what are we gonna do with Thomas? Lock him in your car, take him with us, cut him loose?
He's obviously going insane. After being in that place for so long, we need to hand him over to Delta Green.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think... To investigate the alleyway, that means one of us has to stay with the car. That means we're only going in with 2 people. And frankly, I'm questioning everything that I see now. Did we actually see what we thought we saw?
Yeah.
I say let's get this guy back to headquarters.
Sounds like a good idea. Start fresh tomorrow with that. Looking for the snake guy. Once we have clear heads.
Want me to drop you back off at your car, Agent McIntosh?
Yes, please.
Meanwhile, I fire up my bike. After I've secured my shotgun, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, you had that with you, didn't you, in like a cargo bag?
Yeah, it's a bag.
Yeah, that's fine. Right. So where are you all going?
Is
well.
there like a Delta Green headquarters, or is there a place where we would take
Not
people?
at all. Delta Green is a top secret conspiracy, and
That would take it to the FBI.
well, yeah. I mean, you are well, 2 of you are FBI agents, and you're in the Marshal Service. So you've all got the powers of arrest in your day jobs. So you've got the option of arresting him and getting him in a cell, but that comes with the risk of the non-Delta Green feds asking questions. You do have the contact number for Agent Marcus, your handler on the Delta Green side.
That's who we call. We need to get to a payphone then, and call him. Like you said, Agent
Yeah,
Mustache.
who wants to make the call?
I looked to Agent Mustache because he wanted it in the first place.
Paul, if you could go find a payphone, you're way more maneuverable than we are. Call Marcus, tell him to meet us at the
Park sounds like a good spot. I mean, that's where we all originally met up.
Where did we? I don't remember.
You
So,
met him in
Yeah,
Washington
which
Square
park?
Park.
Oh yeah, okay.
Washington Square.
All right, I'll meet you there.
That's where your car is, anyways, actually. So yeah, let's go there. We'll wait for you on the same bench we first met at.
All right, see you soon. And I head out.
Okay, you get onto your Harley and start.
I just begin
Driving
scanning
away.
the road, looking for suitable phones.
Yeah, so if you're the one looking for phones, I mean, it doesn't take you long to see a payphone.
All right. And I ring Agent Marcus up.
Okay. Can you please make a luck roll?
A luck
Which is,
roll.
yeah.
I
I
don't
wonder if
have,
it's on your sheet. Might not be.
there's nothing on my sheet that says luck. As far as I
Doesn't
know.
look like it
it's
is actually on the sheet. So just roll a d100. You want under 50.
I don't have the ability to roll a D100. There's no.
Oh, sorry.
there's
Just
no-
type in /D1. slash roll D100.
There's a dice tray app you can add. I don't. What's the syntax code?
It's slash roll space 1D100.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, forward slash.
$36.
Okay. Phone rings a couple of times, and then you hear the phone being answered, but there's no voice immediately.
Marcus.
Go for Marcus. Hey, and you recognize his voice.
This is Malachi, Agent Malachi. Can you meet us where we met earlier?
When?
Now.
Be there in 30 minutes. And then there's a click. As he hangs up.
All right. I fire up my bike and I head there quite determinedly.
And the other car, you're just driving straight to the park?
Yeah.
Okay. Traffic's calmed down a bit, but it's well, actually probably wouldn't have calmed down a bit because it's still. But during this time, at least one of you probably checked your watch, and it seems to be like 8:10. So barely past when you entered. And you make your way to Washington Square Park, and are able to arrive there within about 20 minutes' time.
Just go to our bench and I just sit him down in it and stand kind of menacingly hovering over him.
So yeah, during the drive, he doesn't really say anything, and taking him out of the car, he's seems to be just complying, in a bit of a daze. He's like looking just blankly ahead, and you lead him to the bench where you met Marcus the first time around, and you and Macintosh sit down, presumably either side of Thomas Manuel. And then you spot Malachi arrive on his bike. He heads up as well.
How long did it take me to get there?
About the same, about 20 minutes. So it's like minutes apart that you arrive.
All right.
You drove faster, but the phone call delayed you
Of
slightly.
course. Marcus will be here any moment. I didn't tell him anything.
You spot Marcus out in the crowd. There's not much of a crowd. There's just people like walking past the fountains. It's thinned off a lot, but there's still activity. And he's stood by the fountain. He has clearly seen the four of you, and you can tell in his face that he's concerned that there's four of you. And then he makes eye contact with Malachi.
Sorry, say that again. He sees us and then what with me?
He makes eye contact with you. And then he sort of gestures to Thomas Manuel a bit with his, like, just a move of his head.
How far away is he?
Let's say like 50 feet away.
Alright, I'm gonna walk over to him.
You walk away from the bench to where he's stood near the fountain. And as it's just the two of you, he looks over your shoulder to the three on the bench and then to you. Who's he?
A person of note. It's one messed up story, Marcus. I don't even know
Always
if
is.
what we saw was real. The building had 3 floors. But
I don't want to know. I just need to know if the job's done.
No, we couldn't find her.
All right. Well, your mission is not to find her.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Whatever's unnatural, stop it from hurting anyone. Cover it up.
Well, I don't know if we succeeded in that because massive insanity, to be honest. I couldn't tell you how to proceed to stop things from happening.
Well, work it out. What do you need?
This guy, Agent Mustache feels if he's allowed to complete his work is going to cause some severe damage. And so he apprehended him.
So he needs to go away.
Yes. Is that something that you could take care of?
You squeamish? Could you make a persuade roll, please?
I will do. As soon as there it is. Fail. Critical failure, in fact.
Okay. That's something that's within your abilities.
All right.
None of us have a taste for this, but it's what needs to be done.
Understood.
Back on mission, then.
Yeah.
And then he narrows his eyes a bit, and then turns to walk away.
All right. Go back to Mustache and Macintosh. Yeah.
What did he say?
Take care of it ourselves.
What?
Contain
want him?
him. He points. I point a finger to my head like a gun, and make like pulling the trigger. That's the impression I got.
Well, there's no way we're doing that.
Thomas Monroe does not react as you imply that you're going to kill him.
There's no way we're doing that. If Delta Green doesn't want him, then we're gonna have to go through regular channels on this. We must have been a missing persons if his parents haven't found him for months, based on what we heard in there.
Well, we could call Detective Graham.
Yeah.
At NYPD, see if he'll pick this guy up.
It's a good idea. We can let him handle it.
Didn't I have his card? I think I put his card in the file here.
You do, yeah, you've got his card.
Yeah, so
Redonda.
I pull out the file and find the card. Guess we gotta go find another phone.
There's plenty of phones around.
Anybody got a quarter?
What else
Sure.
did he say, Malachi?
He said, well, I said there was all kinds of insanity, and I started to tell him about the building. He said, I don't want to know. find the problem, contain it, prevent it from harming people. I don't know what to do, man.
Meaning.
You have any ideas, Agent McIntosh?
Great work.
And I look up and I'm like, I'm sorry, I was digging for a quarter so I can go call the detective. I'll leave that decision up to y'all.
Well, as far as I can tell, the only way to contain what's going on there is to burn the whole building down.
I'm not sure that I would actually do anything. Maybe to the building that we saw when we came out, but the whatever you
Yeah,
call them.
burning down the building's kind of extreme.
More poor souls like this Thomas Manuel here will be trapped in there if we let it continue to be a building anyone can go into or rent a room at.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't know that that'll actually stop it. That's the sort of place, if it was real, I'm going to put that out there. That's the sort of place that would find a new home somewhere.
McIntosh,
we ripped
you found a quarter?
Yeah, I found a quarter buried in the bottom of my bag. And found one. I'm gonna go call the detective to come pick this guy up. So I look around, spot a phone, and head off towards it.
Yep. Let's put public faith on that. And then you darling Detective Graham Giordanda.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it rings a couple of times, and then you hear the phone being picked up, like a little bit clumsily, like it's dropped a bit, and then picked up again. And then you hear his voice, like muffled for a second, as if he's like eating something. Giordanda here.
Detective Graham, this is Agent McIntosh. Sorry to bother you, sir, but we picked up a guy at what's the name of that building? Shit.
The
Oh,
McAllister building.
the McAllister. We picked up a guy at the McAllister building, and we need him detained for a while. Would you mind come picking him up?
I should have been finished half an hour ago, but are you one of the federal agents that I spoke to earlier?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Well, who's this guy?
Thomas. I don't know his last name.
You know, it's Thomas Manuel.
Thomas Manuel.
Oh, one of the tenants.
Yeah, this guy is clearly off his rocker a bit, and we found some recording equipment going into his office and stuff, so we need to ask him some questions, but we have other things we need to get on right now.
You just need him in a holding cell till tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be fine.
All right, I guess we can do that. Sure. Shall I head over to the McAllister?
No, we're actually over in the Washington Square Park.
Huh. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I can be there in like 20 minutes.
Okay. We'll see you then.
Right you are. And then he says his goodbyes and hangs up.
So I'm gonna hang up and head back to the other guys and
Just to put clarity, because you might have considered it one with it. You did introduce yourself as Agent Macintosh. You can do that, but remember that's not your actual name in the FBI. So if paperwork is done, might be an oddity.
Hmm. Okay. I couldn't remember how we introduced ourselves when we first met him at the
I don't think he
McAllister
said.
building.
I don't think anyone traded names.
Okay. So I hang up the phone and I head back over to the guys and tell them, Detective Graham is gonna come pick Thomas up. He'll be here in about 20. And he's gonna hold him for us till tomorrow.
I think we just wait for him.
Okay. So are all three of you waiting there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having some time to clear your head now that you're out of the building, and having checked your watches and stuff. Mustache, you remember that before you headed into the building, you left Lucy at the nail and said you'd pick her up when you finish the job. And it's like 8:30 now, so she's probably still there.
This morning time?
No, it's still the evening.
Hmm.
You went up into the night floors just after 8 p.m.
Oh, okay. I thought we went there in the morning for
spent-
some reason.
No, it's just gone night.
Oh, okay.
It felt like you were in there for hours, but then it was just turns out.
Yeah.
It was minutes.
We
Oh,
originally met in the park at like 4:30 or something like that.
All right.
Yeah.
That building is Narnia. Got it.
So all three of you gonna wait?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So short time later, you see an NYPD patrol car pull up, and Detective Giordanda heads out, recognizes you, and seemingly recognizes Manuel, Thomas well, and it's across. Right, I can get him nice and safe for the evening.
I'll shake his hand like as he approaches. And we believe Mr. Manuel may be a missing persons, actually. You should try contacting his family. His parents
Missing
live in New
person?
York, we believe.
But I spoke to him on the right case, didn't I, Mr. Manuel?
Yes, I'm aware, and we
Thomas
won't
doesn't
get
look
into your lack of follow-up here, but just looking into if he's been declared a missing person.
I
His
think I'd
family
be aware
could
of
be
that.
worried about him.
And you found him at home, right?
Him where he's been living, perhaps squatting and spying on his tenants, and how discover any of this in your initial investigation has me questioning if we should even hand him over to you now, Detective. But we'll give you the benefit of the doubt of taking him, and perhaps digging more into his story and learning where his family might be.
Roll persuade.
Fail.
Hey, hang on. I'm the one doing you a favor. Why am I getting the third degree? What's this guy being charged with?
I'll leave you to figure that out. This is your mistake. If I
That's
have to
not
get
how
my
this
director
works.
If we have to get our director to contact your captain about this, then
Then do so.
it's not going to go well for you.
He crosses his arms. Now, I'm not one for these interdepartmental rivalries, but where are you getting on my case, man?
Because there's a missing girl out there who's been doing your job.
I looked for Abigail Wright. It's like she fucking disappeared. And it's a federal case now, so it's your job. I'm here to help. I want to find the girl. I don't know what this is. Why am I
I'm-
taking him?
About his mental health, and all I'm asking is that you try to contact his family for us. Why is this such an issue for you?
I can call his family.
I roll
I need to get
like-
home. Fine. You. Kid, come on. And Manuel sort of vaguely looks in his direction. And he does at least support the fact that you're saying that he's mentally unwell, because he just looks completely blank. And Detective Jared Under sort of takes him by the shoulder. We'll speak tomorrow about the paperwork.
Thank you, Detective.
Thank
roll
you.
my eyes when he turns his back to us.
And then he leads Thomas Manuel away.
Well, what do we do next? I'm late for picking up.
Remember, you're
picking-
not supposed to. But it's up to you. But they're not. Your fellow agents aren't supposed to know your name and family members and things.
No, I know. I say I'm late for picking up my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I did say that earlier already.
Yeah, I need to get home as well and check on things there. Meet back up in the morning?
I suppose, but I have no idea what to do. I've gained nothing from our investigation. No
Should we
direction.
start with trying to find the homeless man?
Yeah. Say in the morning we meet back at the McAllister building and go look for the homeless man with the snake. But tonight I'll review all these tapes I picked up from Thomas's place. See if there's anything else of use on them.
Good idea.
Okay. So you go your separate ways for the evening.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start with Mustache. You driving to the Nail, or are you going home?
Go to the Nail to see if she's there.
Okay. So you drive across town. What's the Rusty Nail like? Whereabouts is it, and what's the vibe?
It's in the Haight-Ashbury. It's kind of a grungy hole in the wall bar, but very clean at the same time, and almost like it's trying really hard to look rappier than it is.
Hmm.
There's a whole assortment of clientele, a lot of tourists. It's pretty large when you go in. It has a underground speakeasy.
Nice.
is where we usually sit. It's where her owner's box is.
Do you want to move your token over where you think it is? Assuming it's in Manhattan, you're not driving like too far.
Oh right, I hate Ashbury. I forgot we're in. I can switch up my.
Oh, wherever you want. It can be off the map if you prefer.
What was the street my brother died on?
Lombard Street in San Francisco.
Oh right, okay, that's what I was confusing myself about. Okay, never mind. The other side of the Manhattan Bridge.
Yeah, so you drive across town, across the bridge. The lights of the cars, sort of relatively calming to you compared to the nightmares that you've seen. You pull out in front of the Rusty Nail and head on in. You recognise one of the bar staff there, and then Lucy's that on the bar stool on the far end of the bar, sort of chatting to the bartender, and then she spots you and like rolls her eyes. Yikes!
I'm so sorry.
Whatever. It's only. I want to be able to get out this bar sometimes, you know?
Can still catch a later movie. Let's go to the theater. Earlier than I
Yeah, let's do
expected
it.
on.
Let's do it. I feel like I always keep coming back to this place no matter what. You ever feel like you're repeating? And then she downs a drink and gets a coat. Simon, make sure you lock up for us. And bartender nods. You got it, Lucy. So what you want to watch?
I think we still have time to get something to eat and catch the midnight show. It was a midnight thing of the movie, anyways.
I've already eaten.
I'll just go
But
to
sure,
a
we can
nearby
grab a slice or something.
a hot dog stand nearby the movie theater and just hang around there till the show.
Okay. Might pop back to you later, but Macintosh, are you going straight home?
Yeah.
You have a vague idea where your home is?
No idea. Hadn't even
I get
thought
it.
about that.
That's all
And I
good.
don't know shit about New York.
Well, I certainly don't. Let's just put you over here.
Good enough.
Everywhere on the island will be terribly, terribly expensive, so I don't know what kind of income we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose residential is probably. Yeah, you probably also have to cross the bridge. Let's have you.
A lot of people live in
So
New
you-
Jersey on the west side, over
On the west
says
side?
yeah, and they commute.
That's just take it over here.
Hoboken.
Hoboken.
Yeah. All right. So I get home and walk into the house and drop my stuff at the door and
There's,
go find Kiddo.
Yeah, so he's there. You as you head up the stairs, you're up into like an apartment, I guess, and as you approaching the door, you can hear a bunch of voices inside. Kids' voices. You recognize Nathan's voice. Sounds like he's got some friends over.
So I walk in and, hey kiddos, what's going on in here?
Hey, Mom! Wow, you're back late. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons. And they're all around dining room table. With the character sheets and DM screen and everything set up. Bunch of kids. You recognize two of his friends. Whose names? Got too many notes. You recognize Harvey and Bobby, but there's also a girl there with them. Looks a little bit younger than Nathan. She's an Asian girl, around sort of 9 years old, wearing a Girl Scout uniform. She sat at the table with them, and your husband's around in the sort of kitchen as well, just writing something for work on like a notepad, and he turns to greet you as well. Wow, they kept you out late this time.
Yeah. You know how it can be with some of this stuff we do.
Yikes.
Sorry I was so late. I tried to get back earlier.
I know you can't help it. You'll be glad to hear Nathan got the belt. I got some snaps.
Oh, great. I can't wait till we get them back from the developer.
Yeah, definitely. I'll go to the store tomorrow. You want a drink or something to eat or anything?
That would be great.
Yeah, so he goes to get you a drink, and so how was work?
Wish I could give you the details. We'll just say crazy.
Crazy. Yeah, I mean, I felt like my day was pretty crazy, but I'm sure it does not compare.
No. Oh, definitely cannot compare to this.
I'm sure.
So while he's fixing the food, I'll walk over to the table where the kids are playing, and I'll look over Nathan's shoulder and give him a little hug, congratulate him on his belt, and apologize for missing it
So-
again.
You're so embarrassing. But thanks, Mom. I've gone up the ranks. And he makes little kung fu motions. Whose turn is it? And then his friend Bobby, who's DMing for them, says, "It's you." And then he sort of calls out like, "I, Welderin, cleric of Hagunti, I strike you down, foul orc. I'm gonna cast fireball."
Just laugh to myself and leave the kids to it while I scruffle, rub my hand over his head and muss his hair and walk back.
And
To
as
the
you sort of
kitchen.
turn away, the girl that's at the table looks to you. "Mrs. Wiley, can I have some juice?"
Sure, darling. I don't think I know you. What's your name?
"Oh, I'm Harvey's sister. I'm Tina."
Okay. Well, nice to meet you, Tina. I'll go see what we've got in the kitchen. Anybody else need a drink?
Sure, Mom. Yes, please, Mrs. Wiley.
All right, coming right up, kids. And I'll go off to the kitchen and look for drinks and snacks for them.
Yeah, you get some chips or something, and pour them each a juice. And then Doug calls out to them, "Okay, you probably got about 10 minutes. So your parents will be home soon, so make sure you wrap up this orc thing." Matey, do you know what an orc is?
I probably would have heard it before. With them playing D&D, I'd imagine they've probably done it at the house before. I don't know the details of it, but one of them things enough of in passing.
So you and Douglas sort of talk for a while. He talks about how it is crazy day, but it's like entirely mundane compared to the stuff that you've been through. There was some like kerfuffle over a presentation, and like someone didn't bring the right slides. So I guess it's still the era of this like rotary presentation things, or projector screens.
Mhm.
And that's apparently his crazy day. And not too long after, actually just before, you look to the table with the kids, and they're all you've poured them all grape juice, and you notice that Tina is drinking a glass of water, where you'd poured them all grape juice.
So, oh, Tina, you finished your juice already? I didn't notice you come fix some water. Would you like some more juice?
Oh no, I'm okay. And just
But
as you're
I'm
considering that, there's a knock on the door.
Oh, that must be y'all parents here to get y'all. I'll go answer it. Y'all wrap up your stuff, so I'll walk over to the door and answer it.
So you recognize Harvey, and presumably now Tina. You know Tina's Harvey's sister, but you've met this guy before. It's Alan, their dad.
Alan.
Hey, matey, here for the kids. They have fun. Sorry it's late.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, they look like they had a good time. And come on in, come on in. I call out to Harvey and Tina. Harvey,
Oh
Tina,
what? But we
the
haven't
dad's
killed the
here.
orcs. Now, kids, you can kill orcs next time. I'm not sure you should be really, but fine. But pack up. And there's a bunch of whining, but they do eventually pack up. And yeah, he says that he's gonna drive Bobby home as well. So all the kids leave, and the evening sort of quietens down. You send Nathan to bed at whenever his bedtime is, and also make a say search roll, or actually, if you prefer, alertness.
What was the other one?
Alertness.
Alertness. I'm gonna go with search. Bull.
Yeah, so you sort of tidy up their stuff, and
Check that out.
spend the rest of the evening however you like. Watch some TV or something, or whatever. And we'll
I think I'm take my drink and go soak in the bathtub, and then go to bed myself.
and then we'll go across to Malachi. What do you do of an evening?
I'm gonna get on my bike. Oops. Drive over to Brooklyn to my home. On the way there, I'm gonna stop and get a bottle of gin.
Yeah.
Go into my townhouse
One of those nights.
and put on some shit TV quietly, smoke a lot of cigarettes, and drink some gin, and try to get back to a reality that I know. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, you manage to get the bottle of gin and you drive home and you have some, you're sort of settling in. As you go, get up to go to the loo, you spot on your calendar on the wall, you've got tomorrow circled, and it says that it's the church garage sale. And you remember that you'd said to Bishop Donegan that you were going to help out with that.
Oh, forgot all about that.
And you sort of silently curse, and you remember that that's sort of like from 8 till like 2.
It's gonna be lively. Interesting. Well, I don't stay up all night, but yeah.
Yeah, you sort of steady yourself with a bit of drinking and head to bed. And then Unicorn, I see you're AFK, but still in voice, you say?
Yeah, I'm here.
What film do you go and see?
It was Fatal Instinct, I think. I forget.
Go to the cinema, and yeah, Lucy, she was a bit annoyed with you to begin with, but she's pretty chill pretty quickly, and you settle in to watch the movie. It's quite enjoyable. Give me a moment. You see, before the movie begins, you see a trailer for a movie called Irie Bound, and it says based on the acclaimed novel by Roger Caroon, part of the Night Sea series. And you watch this trailer for like a science fantasy film. It's very sort of strange, sort of dark fantasy. It doesn't look like it's a particularly good film, but it involves like a maze, a ruin that these like fantasy characters. There's a knight, and most strikingly, a knight riding like a magnificent white horse in full like shining armor, and part of the trailer, like someone shouts out to it, like Dame Abigail, don't go that way, you'll lose yourself. And then she shouts back, but I have to. I must enter the Night Sea. And that's just a spot in the trailer. And yeah, she's a young woman with like long brunette hair. And you haven't really got a good photo of Abigail, right? But she does look like how you would imagine that she would look. Roll a sanity check.
Can you roll it for me?
Oh, that's true. Yes, I can.
I was like, wait, did he come back and I missed it?
And I shouldn't
Back.
pick on you.
Failure.
Yeah, you lose a sanity. I'll take that off.
38.
You are gonna be
You've lost so much
insane.
sanity already.
It doesn't say what my next breaking point is, though. How does it factor?
Oh, I think there's a button that changes it. Let's see.
Yeah, it says reset breaking point.
Let me put you back up to 39 first, and then yeah, reset. There you go. So your next one's 29.
Okay.
This doesn't bode well for your future mental health. So seeing this trailer, how so now you're in a world where strange things happening affects you. So how is this affecting you?
Probably start just like sweating profusely and maybe trembling a little.
Yeah, so you're going through this like silent trauma, and Lucy's beside you, doesn't seem to notice, and is just watching the film and enjoying it, or I guess the trailers and then the film, and yeah, it leaves you sort of unable to properly relax. And then, do you two live together?
Yes.
Then you go home, and the rest of the evening passes pretty uneventfully. Everyone who's sleeping can restore 1d6 willpower.
Rotates.
Sorry, I'll add the bonus roller for next time.
1d6.
Oh, and actually, Mustache, you have the chance of not being able to sleep because you've suffered temporary insanity.
Sleepless night.
What do I roll?
Just quickly finding the page. There we go, sleeplessness. You make a sanity test. So actually, you do not restore those 2 willpower because like an hour or 2 into going to bed, you wake up screaming, or rather, you wake up in terror. What's
Yeah.
do
I'd
you
probably
shout
would yell
any
out.
words or anything? Or
No, I think I just would like gasp, like struggling to breathe even.
babe, what's going on?
Nothing. I'm okay.
Joseph,
It's
what?
nothing. I just had a nightmare. It's fine.
Oh,
Go back to sleep.
You startled me. Yikes, bad one, huh?
I like get out of the bed and it's fine. Just go back to sleep, darling.
You
I'll be
sure?
okay. I'm
Okay.
gonna go for a walk.
And then she lies down to go back to sleep.
I'm gonna say I'll go for a drive. That's what I do to kind of soothe myself.
Yeah. And you drive through the late night, moody streets of New York. So, pick back up in the morning. Where do you go? Are you meeting?
I think we should have just agreed to meet back at the hotel. McAllister. I guess apartment, not hotel,
Apartment
really.
building. Yeah. It got confusing because some people said it was a hotel. But
Well, it'd probably be the first. I probably would have gotten there so early because I was already driving around and not asleep. So maybe you'd show up and I'm just like drinking a coffee, kind of jittery, pacing outside the
yeah, you're probably first there.
stoop.
Macintosh from Malachi, are you heading straight to the McAllister in the morning?
I'm calling the bishop and telling him I'm sick.
Okay, so you call Bishop Donegan, who I am going to give an Irish accent. Oh, hello there.
Oh, I'm gonna have to
Oh,
cancel.
Barnabas.
I'm gonna have to cancel
You
today.
don't sound good.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna have to cancel today. I'm so sorry. Are there others who can help you?
Oh, well, I suppose I can call Martha, and we'll be able to sort something out. It's not the end of the world. You sound pretty rough. Hope you're drinking lots of water.
Yeah. I've been drinking.
Oh dear, that's not going to do you much good.
No, water.
Oh, right.
You said to drink.
Sorry. Well, God watch over you, and I'll hold down the fort.
All right. I hope it all goes well.
Oh, I'm sure it will. And I'll be seeing you on Saturday for confessional, I assume.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I'll see you then.
Then I take 4 painkillers, drink some water, and head
Yep.
out. Oh,
Okay.
and I get a coffee on the way, and a donut.
Yeah. How could you not?
No.
So you also arrive at the McAllister building?
Yeah.
Anything you're doing in the morning, Macintosh?
I'm gonna get up, make sure kiddo's dressed for school, and get him on the bus and on his way.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna head out towards the McAllister building, but I'm gonna stop and get coffee and a bagel.
All the way down to the bus, Nathan's talking about his Dungeons and Dragons character. That seems to be his latest obsession. Where are we?
Sounds
Yeah, so
very
he's
awesome.
called Welderin. He's an elf. I'm a cleric of Hagenti, and I can turn things into gold. It's amazing.
That sounds awesome. You're gonna have to teach me one day so
Oh
I can
yeah,
play
yeah,
with
you should
you.
play. Definitely.
Maybe we can even convince Dad to play too.
Whoa, yeah. He'd love it. Okay, but goodbye, Mom.
You have a great day at school, kiddo.
You have a great day at work. And he gets on the bus. Make another alertness test.
Alertness.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing too remarkable. And then you're heading straight to the McAllister building?
Yeah, after I stop for coffee and a bagel.
Yeah. Yeah, you get some breakfast and a much needed coffee. And you all find yourselves once again in front of the three-story, distinctly three-story, brownstone McAllister building.
I forgot I was supposed to review those tapes.
Well, you get marked down on your assignment.
Really,
It's
no, I
probably
guess.
good for your mental health.
I get half points if I turn it in tomorrow.
Good morning, Agent McIntosh, Agent Malachi.
Good morning.
So, which alleyway was it you saw this man with the snake enter into?
I point with my chin. That one right there across the street.
You look in that direction. There is indeed an alleyway there, just across the street. But if you're approaching, looking down the alleyway, there's no door.
Can you do a search of the alleyway?
You can do a search of the alleyway. And Macintosh, can you make a sanity roll?
And I'll
Oh,
search as
sanity?
well. I have failed.
Ah, lucky.
Yeah,
I'm
Macintosh, you
gonna
could have
do
sworn that yesterday when you looked out the window that you saw a door open in the wall over here. And it's unsettling to think that maybe you didn't see that.
Okay. Can I search as well? You know, look around, like what
Yeah,
the
go
hell's
for it.
going on? Rubbing the wall.
You find, you and Mustache both find there's like a moldy mattress tucked behind like a dumpster, and it's got like an indentation on it, like someone slept there. Other than that, yeah, there's like a couple of dumpsters, and there's no entrances into the building in the alleyway side.
I know there was a door here yesterday. What do I have to do? Get a piece of chalk and draw a door on the wall like Beetlejuice? not 3 times?
My successful search find anything?
The same as Macintosh, the mattress. It's clear that someone slept here, is what I'm saying.
Hmm. So, appears to be a dead end. Is there any other way into this building? Can we kind of like walk around the building and go inside?
Yeah, there's a front entrance.
Guess we should use the front door.
It's much the same as the McAllister building. It's a 3-story brownstone apartment complex. This time, the exterior door is locked and there's an intercom system.
Any names we recognize in the list?
No.
Is the name of that demon in there?
No, you can't see person.
Ring it. Hello. I'll buzz you in. That's what I thought, man. We didn't actually see it. It's all in our head. This job's a bust, man. I don't know what to do. There are no leads. No leads. We go back into Psycho House, but something tells me if we go back in, we're not going to find these mysterious upper floors.
Yeah, Thomas was pretty adamant about them coming out at night.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, but even then, I doubt it.
Hmm. Maybe let's go up to the roof of the McAllister.
Are you sure that's such a good idea?
What the hell? Let's go.
Marcus
Yeah, at this
wants us
point, I
to.
guess.
Marcus says our mission is to stop whatever's going on here, so we should go back to the source.
Are you going back into the McAllister building?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The rooftop.
Yeah, you head on into the building. You go past Abigail Wright's apartment and past or near to Thomas Wright's apartment on the other side. You can still see that the door is bust and sort of swung open slightly. And you remember that you've left the sound equipment that you were going to confiscate is in his apartment. You head up the stairway, up the next 2 floors, get up to the staircase leading up to the roof access door. And who's leading the way?
I will.
As I would. Or yeah, I mean,
I open it up.
You open the doorway, and you hear the sound of New York City, and feel the air on your face of a warm summer's day, and you're sort of halfway between freaked out that it's different than it was last time, and relief that it's what it should be.
Well, Here's to the first day of being expelled from Delta Green.
I feel like we should spend some time maybe going through those tapes and scouring Abigail and Mr. Manuel's apartments. We can go around and question any other tenants as well.
Yeah, I can use the equipment in Thomas's apartment to go through the tapes.
Okay. Who's going to do what?
Well, I'm gonna go down to Thomas's apartment and use the equipment to review the tapes.
Okay. And the other two?
I have no clue what to do.
Well, just to, because you've been like hit with a million bits of information. Remember, there's still plenty of stuff in Abigail's room that you haven't looked through. It was going to take like 4 days to search through properly. And also remember, there's like so many things that you found that have people's names on and dates and like references to things that you don't have context for. Can totally be looked up in a library, or like any sources of investigation you think. Also, there's been like names of people referenced that you haven't spoken to. Plenty of investigations to be done.
Then I will look around in her apartment some more.
Okay. And Mustache, you going to Abigail's apartment again, or anything else?
Yeah, I'll go in there for now and search around with Malachi.
Okay. So could I get a search roll from Malachi and Mustache? Oh, nice.
You got a few of those today.
Yeah. Well, I think
And you've also
most
lost a
them
lot of
are
sanity.
Yeah, he's not had a lucky day. Okay, let's start with Malachi. So you two go back down to the ground floor into Abby's apartment, and it's still like astounding how chaotic it is. You've photographed and itemized and taken down a bunch of things, and ordered it as best as you could for a couple of hours yesterday, but it feels like you haven't really dented it much. And you find the sort of where you left off last time, your corner, start taking photographs of things, and there's all sorts of crap. You find shoes and things, and bits of like medical equipment, and a wooden spoon, all like stuck to the wall in various places. And then you move aside, and like a dress that's been draped over the wall, and underneath, stuck to the wall, are two napkins, which I have a handout for. I have too many folders. Oh, there we go. Diagrams. So you find these two napkins that read GBR in the bottom left-hand corner, and drawn on them are strange-looking mechanical diagrams. On one of the diagrams, the word Liao is written, and on the other one, the word Escriba is written on.
hang on to those.
Yeah. You can't work out from looking at them, and you don't have any like mechanical type skills, do you?
I don't. I have heavy machinery.
I
Heavy
have
machinery.
mechanics craft.
Roll your heavy machinery.
I only have 10%, so I failed that one.
That's right. Yeah, you just can't make heads or tail about what this machine is actually supposed to do. It's got weird bits sticking out in directions, and you can't work out which way the cogs are supposed to turn. And it's just a baffling looking machine. Mustache, you also find some stuff. You find a bit of paper with what appears to be musical notes printed on, with lyrics. It's like a musical accompaniment, which reads, "Let the red dawn surmise what we shall do when this blue starlight dies and all is through."
Mhm.
And as you unclasp this from the wall and take it down, you see it's covering another bit of paper that you immediately catches your attention. Can you roll a sanity check? You've seen a lot of strange things, and yeah, you're not surprised to see a bit of paper with your own name written on, which is this seems to be another page of a play.
Walk over to Malachi. Another transcript. Take a look at this. Has our real names on it.
Shit, this is what we said yesterday.
And Malachi, can you roll a sanity check?
Hold on. Hold on, I'm just reading this. Sorry.
That's okay.
All right, I'll roll my sanity check.
Wait.
Success.
So you steel yourself and read through this page.
At the bottom here, though, it says, "Salesman examines the papers." As if they were in the room with us.
Well, anything at this point makes sense, I guess, or no sense. That's as good of a theory as any.
Suddenly the room doesn't feel like you're on your own. You probably look around rather freaked out. And that takes us neatly up to time, more or less. I think we'll call that a cliffhanger. So yeah, everyone roll your increases.
Oh, 3 1s. Lame.
How do we do that again?
There's a button somewhere.
Oh, apply
Yeah,
skill.
apply skill improvements.
Wow, I got a lot of 4s. Oh my god.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you did. Look at that.
I only failed one thing.
You're succeeding too much.
I know.
Okay, and that draws us to a close for the evening.